we are going to turn our attentions to some baseball here. Some NL West rivalry talk is happening. We are past the trading deadline, which means it's time to get excited about baseball for real, because we are less than 50 games away from the postseason, and things are heating up.
Well, it's the only sports in town, really. I mean, basketball is over. Football hasn't started yet.
And hockey certainly hasn't started yet. Although those three sports will be starting sooner than we think.
Yep.
You know, they're going to be here before we know it. So it's time to enjoy baseball. And, you know, everyone has made their moves now, minus any waiver wire moves that happen before the end of the month. The teams that you are looking at are the teams. And one of the teams that made one of the biggest changes at the trading deadline was our San Diego Padres, who went all in, as we called it in our previous video when we analyzed their deadline. And two of those pieces, one of them we got to see on the mound last night, J.P. Sears, the lefty, and I think he left a non-impressive mark on Padres fandom if you were to go look at Twitter this morning. Let's not overreact here, everybody. Let's just keep winning games when we can, and not blow things out of proportion when we lose a game. Nevertheless, the other piece of that big Oakland A's trade that we gave up so much for in Leonidas DeVries was Mason Miller. And we are getting Mason Miller not just for this year, but for a long time, 4 more years after that, in fact.
And he already had one start with the team that he did well.
He had a relief appearance.
Okay.
But he could be a starter in the future. That's for sure. He was a starter. There's people that don't want him to become a starter. And I also want to remind Padres fans that Robert Suarez has like an opt-out after this year. So it's possible that Mason Miller is a emergency replacement if he leaves in the offseason.
What about Estrada being a closer?
I like that too, because I know he has a great makeup of his pitches for a closer. The movement that he is able to get.
Okay.
So I like Estrada as a closer for that reason. But, I mean, it's good to have options, right?
Absolutely.
And we're going to need all of these 5 stars in our bullpen, basically, down
for this
the stretch,
season,
including Adrian Morejon, the only lefty. So buckle up, folks. We're down to like I said, less than 50 games here. Anyways, Mason Miller was doing a little bit of a media circuit here Monday morning, and I happened to catch this snippet on Foul Territory with host Scott Braun, and I think I see AJ Perzinski and Eric Kratz over there in the quad screen, Nika.
I see that.
Let's hear what's Scott Braun's going to ask Mason Miller about. Now that he's on the Padres, does that mean the Dodgers are like his new rivalry? And that made my ears perk up. Let's hear what Mason Miller had to say about this NL West matchup that's coming soon to a theater near you.
You've been taught already to snarl at the Dodgers. I mean, you're entering what I think is the biggest rivalry in the sport right now in terms of two teams that actually have like serious juice with some track record to it even this year.
All right, let's pause it for 1 second, though. Kudos to Scott Braun here for stating the obvious that so few people in baseball want to admit, which is that the Padres-Dodgers rivalry right now is absolutely 100% the best in baseball.
Yes.
I think if they were to go and play a 7-game playoff series tomorrow, like Mookie Betts and Fernando Tatis would probably start hitting again. I mean, we saw when they played each other at Petco Park for the first time this year, like the Padres' dead offense came alive.
Yeah.
Like
they had this game circled.
They did. And then like it's because they lost, they got depressed again. It's so funny how this psychological game is like messing up their seasons. It's funny to me. Like, so I just, as bad as both of those players have looked.
I know.
Mookie and Fernando, Fernando has 4 homers since May 28th. Mookie Betts is batting .230.
That's awful.
Terrible on both sides.
Both sides, yeah. Both sides are bad. But the rivalry is in shit.
Yes, and I say that just jokingly, that if they were to start a 7-game playoff series tomorrow, even hitting as they have previously, they would both turn it on. They would find a new gear. So why can't they do that now? Just pretend you're playing the damn Dodgers, for F's sake. All right, let's hear what Mason Miller has to say, because you don't want to hear what I have to say.
Yeah, I know. They told me right away. You know, obviously, you know, we don't like those guys a whole lot. I haven't really had a rivalry to that extent. You know, the A's play.
You can pause
play
it. That's so funny to me that he is like getting dragged right into the middle of it's like an innocent bystander, right? And then all
Have
of a
you
sudden
been taught
you're
already
into
to
the middle
snarl?
of a war between other people, right? So funny. So I think you might have accidentally lost the spot there. So
That's okay.
I hope you have found about where we were.
Yes.
If you're ready, you can resume playback.
I don't like those guys a whole lot. I haven't really had a rivalry to that extent. The A's play the Mariners, play the Astros a lot, and a lot of close games. And, we want to win those more than others, but not a rivalry to the sense of the Padres and the Dodgers. So I'm excited to experience that. Definitely going to be a lot of eye-opening experiences going forward, just with playing in front of all these fans and playing in these big rivalry games that mean so much.
That's great.
Yeah, there's a lot to break down, and he didn't really tell us a lot here, but he did. A couple things that stand out. Like, I think he's really excited to not be on the A's anymore and playing in a minor league ballpark, or at least even in Oakland, where it was like not sold out every game at all. So I think this is going to be a fun experience for him, and he's looking forward to it. And that's not just, again, like for this year, it's for 4 more years. So, take your Leodalis DeVries tears and go drink them somewhere in private, because I don't want to see him. I want to see Mason Miller stay healthy and maybe even get stretched out into a starter, much like Michael King and others in the Padres system.
He might. We might not see Dylan Cease next season. So who knows what might happen with this guy.
Yeah, we might not.
Right.
But the other thing that stands out to me is that the Padres have already expressed to him their dismay with the Dodgers. Like, come here. Hey, come here. Let me tell you something. We don't like these guys, okay? It's like a little mob mentality in a way. Not a mob of people, but like a mafia. Like, you want in on the family? You want to be a part of this unit? This is the rules.
So he had to kiss
We don't
the
like
ring?
the Dodgers, and rule number 2, we don't like the Dodgers, okay? And that's the rules.
Do you kiss the ring of Mike Schultz or AJ Preller at this point?
I don't think it's either one. I think it's Manny Machado's ring.
I think it's Manny.
I think Mike Schultz just gave the ring to Manny, and he's like, you can manage the clubhouse. And
that's probably better.
Yeah, it might be. Mike needs to work on his bullpen management a little bit. Love you, Mike, but it's time to take the gloves off. Loyalty is an admirable quality in this game. Unfortunately, it doesn't win you rings all the time. And I think as we unfold all the way to October, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some movement within the Padres lineup, particularly with Jackson Merrill and Xander Bogaerts possibly shifting downwards, and Ryan O'Hearn and Ramon Laureano, who have both looked outstanding, by the way, so far, move upwards. That's my prediction.
They look outstanding because they are on the team that are actually going to contend in October.
Yes.
They were not before that. So that gives you a new life into your baseball career.
Yeah, no, the Padres look great on paper. They made all the right moves. Everyone's buying into what they have going on right now. The last thing they need to do now is just execute. They need to just go out and play like themselves. They need to stop pressing certain players. And, Fernando, we talked about it. He needs to stop trying so hard, and he needs to just take what the game gives him. Like, I haven't heard Schilt talk like that as much, and I wonder if that message is getting reciprocated. I also wonder how many voices are in his head right now, and he's confused because he plays like a hitter who's confused to me sometimes. And a lot of times when we're confused, it's because we have too many voices in our head trying to say this is how you should fix yourself.
Yeah.
Anyways, good stuff here, and a good reminder that October baseball is right around the corner. And boy, oh boy, I think for the sake of baseball, I really, really hope we get another Padres-Dodgers series this year, Nika. Because baseball loves it.
We might, but the Brewers might have something to say about it.
Well, the Brewers might be there at the end.
They might. They might. The Dodgers or the Padres might have to go through the Brewers.
Yes. We'll see what happens with that. It's exciting, but the Brewers look awfully tough. The Cubs once looked so mighty, and they don't look so mighty anymore, falling down to like the Padres level behind the Brewers.
Yeah.
Tough league this Major League Baseball league is, and no easy games here, folks. No easy games. Even when you play the Pirates, you might get skeins.
Yeah. Marlins, another team.
Yeah. White Sox, they already have
Another
more
one.
wins this year than last year. So
What about the Rockies? We're not going to talk about that.
I'm not going to talk about Colorado right this moment. All right, folks. Well, let us know what you think of Mason Miller's comments, and if you think he is buying into the rivalry. I think he is.
so.
I think it's exciting, and I think they're going to get energized from that. Let's
I
just
think
not
so.
circle the next Dodgers game on the calendar and wait to show up until then, please.